Walter State Community College, where we are in an Apple Distinguished Program 2015 through 2017, and where faculty and students are engaged in finding ways to use mobile learning to create, to communicate, and to learn in new and different ways. We hope that you will enjoy today's Periscope Spotlight and try to use at least one of the tools or practices in your own classrooms. Thanks.
All right, good morning. Darlene Smith here for the 20-Minute Mobile Mentor. We are outside, as you can tell, so couldn't get a really good view of David there, but I'd like to welcome our guest this morning. He's going to introduce himself and tell you what's going to be going on today at Walter State.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Thiessen with the Communications and Marketing Department here at Walter State, and today we're going to be flying our drone, which is something we use to get a lot of aerial shots and do a lot of aerial photography here at the college. So,
and there it is.
This is our drone. It's a DJI Phantom. It doesn't come with its own camera. You mount a GoPro Hero 4, so we have mounted today here with a better footage in this bright sunlight. So there's a bit of a boot process when you start one of these guys up. Basically, we have a first thing I'm going to do here is turn on the camera.
And Ryan, is this your personal, or is this just Walter State invest in these? What's going on here?
No, this is the Marketing and Communications Department purchased this about a year ago because we do photography and video production, and so we decided to get one of these to basically enhance our ability to do those things. You got to turn on the remote first, or the controller first rather. So we boot that up, make sure all the knobs are in the right spots, and then we're going to go ahead and fire up the drone.
That means he's listening?
So it actually has a series of lights underneath the basically tell the pilot what it's doing. So right now it's looking for satellites. It'll have to go.
Okay.
And so got a green flash, but it's still, let's see here.
Okay, so it's looking for satellites.
Yep, and we're ready to go. Well, hang on a second.
All right, and let me explain while we're waiting on that. I don't know whether it's where I'm outside today. I've got my Wi-Fi with me, but I am cutting in and out on the broadcast today, but just stay with us because we'll come right back in. It's just a pause. Looks like on my side a delay, so sorry about that. I do have my Wi-Fi and we're trying to stay connected. Someone says P3 question mark. Does that make...
It's a P2.
It's a P2. It's a P2, he says. All right, so are we ready?
Yep. As long as we got battery. Looks like something happened to my battery here, but we'll go for it. All right, so we got the satellites. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up.
Oh my gosh.
And then basically on the controller, you have a throttle here. And so I just crank that puppy up. And since it uses satellites to keep a fix on where it's at, you don't have to do anything to it'll just hover if you let go of the controls, which makes it really easy to fly. It's not really like flying an RC plane or helicopter or anything like that. It basically flies itself and you just control it. So we can go.
Someone asked, do you make money from it?
No, this is for college.
No, this is just for the college. They actually take aerial pictures and put at different locations on the website and such as that. So how are you making it? So you're controlling it going up and down right now, correct?
Yeah, we've got a little bit of an issue here.
Okay.
We went to all red lights, which I think is the battery. I don't know what happened to the battery.
All right, so no, this is not recreational necessarily. I think, Ryan, you have some drones that you do use just for...
No, this is the other one.
But I mean personal. Don't you have a personal drone? Wasn't it you that had the personal drone?
No.
Okay, not you.
I just
Okay.
used one for the college here.
Gotcha.
All right. So basically, something happened with that battery where it basically just died on us. So I'm going to pull out an extra battery here, and they just go in the back battery compartment. And we'll try again.
Someone says the law sees it two ways, professional or recreational. This would definitely be professional.
Yes. Yeah, we're registered with the FAA under a professional tag number, basically.
And is that mandatory, Ryan, to do
Yes.
that? Yes. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
actually, right here's our FAA number. You have to
Okay.
display that on your drone
Okay.
in case something happens. All right, we're gonna try this again.
Okay. This person who was asking about that is from Ireland, and they said the same laws are there in Ireland as well.
Cool.
Here we go. We're about to launch.
We got to resync with all the satellites again.
Okay, they're resyncing. The same person said I have a P3 Pro. So is that like the latest, Ryan?
Well, they just announced or just released, I guess, the P4. I'm actually not sure if they're selling it yet, but so the P4, I guess, would be the very latest and greatest.
Okay.
The P2 and the P3 are both pretty solid drones, though. So either one would be excellent.
And so right now we're looking for satellites again. Now, when you had it up for a short time ago, does the camera just automatically just video whatever it sees?
Yeah, basically, I don't have a remote camera on this. We just start it manually, and then I film, and then bring it down and look at the footage.
And then you crop and edit and do
Right,
whatever.
right, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're ready to go here. So
All
let's
right,
start
we're
again.
about to launch again. Cranking up. Here we go.
So if you notice, we've also got a gimbal on this thing, and that's the part that's holding onto the camera. So it basically holds the camera still, but regardless of what the drone itself is doing. So
That's
You
not
can
going to make
see.
a wobbly footage. It's still going to be.
well, it'll be a little bit wobbly, but it holds it. So basically, depending, you know,
Oh my gosh! How cool!
so the camera will stay steady no matter how. And of course, you don't want to move around that much when you're
Right,
flying, but if you're doing this, it'll stay pointed in the same place.
Right.
Basically.
And so, if you're wanting to do, let's say, a picture of the science building, can you get some pictures of the science building? How high? I mean, do you go completely? How high can you go?
The drone will stop itself basically at about 400 feet. So I'll take it up here, and it'll go pretty quick. So
Okay.
let me get a little closer to us. All right.
Have you used the 3D printer at Walter State to make any? Oh, Linda, no, I haven't. I'm trying. Okay, oh, there it is. I haven't used the 3D printer, Linda. I should though. And I can barely see the drone.
Yeah, that's not even as. I'll bring it back down.
All right, so that's about the maximum that it can go up.
No, not quite.
Okay. That is so cool. Oh my gosh.
It'll basically top itself out at 400 feet, and but if you get like a range extender and stuff like that, if you beef up the ability for it to communicate with the controller, then you can really push it even further. But
So let me ask this. So if you beef it up, you get more height and more distance, I assume.
yeah,
Someone wants to know how much fly time you get.
about 15 to 20 minutes per battery.
Really?
Yeah, unless your battery just dies on you like ours did. But
Can you get a bigger, like a better battery, or is that the max?
no, they only make one kind of battery for this particular model drone. I mean, you could buy a nicer drone, and that would a more expensive drone, and I'm sure that would come with bigger battery life.
Someone says, have you seen a cost payoff in getting your own aerial photos?
Have I seen what?
Has the college saved money by getting our own photos?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Basically, the cost of this drone, the drone itself cost about $900 at the time. Now the price has dropped because they've come out with newer models.
Right.
So you can actually get this particular drone for around $400 now.
Less than half.
Yeah,
And how long has this one been out?
a few years now actually.
Okay.
So it's a little bit older. When we got it, it wasn't the newest one out, but it was a little more reliable than the next version, the P3 version.
Wow.
So we went ahead and went with this one since it was more basically reliable and field tested. And,
Okay, and how high can you go with and still be within the?
well, the FAA says you have to keep it within sight. You can't just fly it off. I mean, like if I had a remote monitor, then I could just fly it off and use the monitor. But the FAA doesn't really want you to do that. So
Okay.
as long as you can see the drone itself, you're okay.
Okay. Okay.
And that's basically about it.
All right. And someone just asked me again, how much was the cost of this one?
At the time, it was around 900, but now you can get this model for around 400. You can get the P3 for around 500, and the P4 that came out is that's around 12, 13, 1400, somewhere in there. I think that's what they're shooting for.
And someone wants to know, is the technology being shared with students in any of the programs here at Walter State, or do we have any students that are running the drones?
No, not this one. Basically this one's bought for the marketing purposes, and we don't really use it for class per se.
Okay. And someone asked, do you know what the fine is for getting?
It's like 20. Well, I don't know exactly off the top of my head. No, I don't. It's a lot.
Well, I'm glad.
Many thousands.
Okay, I'm glad you don't know, because that's a good sign. That means we haven't had to pay one, right?
Yeah. I thought when I registered, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, so they let you know up front when you
Yeah,
register
Yeah.
that the fine will be X amount if you are.
Yeah, it's several $1,000s basically.
Okay. Interesting. That is awesome. So, Walter State using the drone to get aerial shots around, not just this Morristown campus, look at that, but also around the other 3 campuses that we have. We actually, have you had it up, Ryan, to the Greenville Center where we're doing the remodeling?
Yep, I've gone to every campus with this, including Greenville, which I went there a couple weeks ago and got the latest on that building.
All right, and so if somebody wanted to see what pictures you're taking with this, where can they go? You have them posted somewhere where somebody can go look?
Not really. We just use them in our marketing materials. So like on our YouTube channel, there's a video about the Claiborne County campus, and there's some video shots in there that we use the drone for. We don't really showcase the media from the drone like, hey, here's some media from our drone. It's more just incorporated in our general media campaigns.
Okay, and someone just said DJI Phantom 2. Is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay, and someone says people do that in England as well. So I assume that Cybersonic is from England.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then someone says take it to Area 51.
Yeah, no.
No?
Probably get shot down. There's a lot of regulations on where you're allowed to fly it and not fly it, and the drone has software built in where it'll actually include the no-fly zones. So if I try to take this over an airport, the software should prevent me from taking it across those lines as long as that airport's in the no-fly zones that are loaded into it. So
It's already, okay. And someone says, do you need a permit?
no, there's no regulation as far as that goes
Really?
yet. There's been a lot of talk of that's probably coming, but no, anybody can fly them, and that's actually where some of the problems have come.
All right, yes,
from.
indeed. And someone says, can you do extreme flight?
No, this one's not really built for that. Talking about like drone racing and stuff like that. Yeah, this one's not really built for that. That's sort of a different kind of drone.
Okay, and someone says, is there a return home button?
Yes, there is actually. Actually, there's, well, we'll go ahead and do that one first.
Okay.
So,
And someone says, what model is this again? It's the 2, right?
yeah, DJI Phantom 2.
Phantom 2.
So, when I hit this button, it should go into return home mode.
He says the battery life is 10 to 12 minutes for that person who just asked.
So here it goes. I hit the home button, so it turned itself around. I'm not controlling it here.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just going to come back and try to land on my crate, which I'll stop it from doing that. But And now the lights, I don't know if you can see that, but the lights have changed. They're blinking yellow. It's saying it's in, you know, home mode, sort of an emergency mode.
That is awesome.
So it would land itself.
Because you called it back home.
Right, but my case is sitting there, so I'm probably just like that.
Oh, that is awesome. Wow.
So I'm gonna turn that off.
It says, what's the weight limit for the camera it can carry?
Well, this one's built for a GoPro, for really anything in that sort of range. And this mount is actually specifically for the GoPro Hero 3 or 4. I mean, basically, you don't want to use anything more than a GoPro or a camera about that size.
Okay. So not only are you having to invest money in the drone, but you'd have to invest money in the camera as well.
The camera's about $500, but you can. We decided to go this route because we can use the camera in other applications as well. Then we take the camera off the drone, and then I have a GoPro.
Okay, but if you got a drone that had the built-in camera, you really can't do that.
Right. It just is built.
That's a good. I hadn't thought about that.
So there's a couple different modes in this too. We'll go over.
Does it have software to follow you around like air dogs do?
No.
No.
The newest version of this model, the P4, does let you do that.
Okay. All right. Now you were showing us what? Sorry, there are lots of questions coming in.
It's all right. So there's a few different modes. Right now it's in GPS mode, which just means that no matter which way, like, so I push it, that's forward, you know, that's back. And then if I turn the drone to face the camera, you know, like this way, I push forward, it goes the direction the camera is pointed basically every time. If I push forward, and so if I'm flying and I turn, well, now, you know, backwards is a different direction than it was when I started. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
Okay, so when I booted up the drone, it was pointing this way. And so I can change it to course lock, and that basically now orients the drone so that when I push forward, it goes the direction it was pointing when I booted it up.
Wow.
Even if I turn it sideways, so I point the camera this way now, but if I push forward, instead of going this way, it goes that way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's basically the way when you booted it up. So it points the directions, it goes according to the directions orientation when you booted it up. So if I wanted to fly it where it's going to become a little dot in the sky, and I hit course lock and hit back, I know it's going to come back a certain direction.
Gotcha.
It also has home lock, so really if I do get completely discombobulated,
here's a great, they strapped a phone to the drone and periscoped.
Oh.
Someone says, but they also, how long of a distance will it go? And I can't even see it, folks. Oh, I barely see it now. Okay, so how long of a distance will it go, they say?
I think it goes about 1,500 feet.
Okay.
Distance, if I can remember correctly.
All right.
Basically, it goes far enough that we've, you know, it'll basically almost go out of sight.
Yes, yes, I can
So
barely keep it in the, within the
So basically, if you go into home lock mode, you can fly it far away in any direction, and then switch to home lock mode and just pull back on the stick, and it'll come back to you.
Hello, Great Britain. Glad you joined us today. That's awesome, Ryan. Okay, this is my, and I can say, boy, I'd like to have one of these at my house. This would be fun.
Here you can see the battery level. We're starting to go low here. And if the battery gets down to like 20%, it'll fly itself home and land.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is where,
wow.
if you go on YouTube, there's some videos of people, they fly them like out over the ocean, and then the battery gets low, so it starts to come back. But, you know, if it's facing like a headwind or something like that, it'll go slower than what the battery is draining. So, so they're like going out in the water to try to catch it, because it just starts coming down in the water, you know?
Yes.
Because it doesn't know where it's at.
Wow. Wow. Well, the battery life is dying. Would solar power be sufficient to run these, someone says? What a great question.
I mean, you could probably charge the batteries with solar power. It just runs off batteries unless you modified it to somehow run off solar, which I don't know if that's enough or not. I'm not
Okay.
an engineer.
All right, so
I'm going to go ahead and land it.
yes, he said the price on this one's about $400. He's about to land this one. Wow. The future with drones. Where will they take us next? So, Ryan, if somebody else had questions or wanted to contact you for more information, how can they get a hold of you?
Well, my email is ryan.thiessen@ws.edu. That's basically the best way, probably.
Okay, all right, so hope you all enjoyed the broadcast today. I know I certainly did, and if you have more questions, you can contact Ryan, and I'll put that in the closed captioning part of the video. So this is our last 20-minute mentor for the spring semester. And we're so glad you joined us. Hopefully we'll have this back up and running when the fall semester starts. So thank you, Ryan, for joining us. Everybody have a great day. This is Darlene Smith signing off.